Hello again, and good time zone to any and everyone. Today is the equinox. If you are in the southern hemisphere, it is becoming fall. And if you are in what is commonly referred to as the northern hemisphere, it is becoming spring. It's quite nice. I feel like in either direction, if you're becoming fall, then it's getting cooler finally. Maybe just a little bit, and maybe just for a week or so. And in the northern hemisphere, spring is ending winter. Finally, for some of us. Even the cute little cozy game I play has taken off its winter coat and put all the snow away. And now the grass is out, and there's bird song in the background that there didn't used to be. And I didn't think I would notice it until I started playing and noticed it. And it was really cute and fun, and I liked it. Yeah, equinoxes, that's what happens when you live on basically a sphere. Even though apparently Earth is kind of like egg-shaped. Not like egg-shaped, but it is notably narrower towards what we refer to as the North Pole than it is at the opposite end. As everybody knows, there's no up or down in space. It's just space. You pick a point and then create relative directions from it so that you can navigate or understand. But yeah, apparently the North Pole kind of it's a little squidgy up there. Maybe because too much ice, like too much melted ice, like magnetic North Pole is in the middle of the ocean. You can't visit it like you can the South Pole. And the South Pole is not easy to visit anyway. But there is, I guess you could call it land. I'm not sure there's any soil under there. But there is solid areas where people live and work and land giant planes equipped with skis instead of wheels and do all that kind of stuff. And so humans do actually quite frequently visit the South Pole. Well, more frequently than you'd realize. Probably not every day. Not sure about that. But yeah, people live down there and they go to it and they take pictures of like the physical South Pole. And, they put like a little striped barber's pole there. And then they stand at the magnetic North or South Pole and they're like, both poles. But you can't do that with the North Pole because it's in the middle of water. Which is insane. It's crazy pants. It's way up there. I have gotten close. I've been above the Arctic Circle twice. It was cool. I hope those villages are still there. I don't think they were in any affected floodplains recently. They weren't coastal villages. Very nice people. I don't know how far we were from the North Pole. But I feel like, it's on little planes. I feel like I could have got there kind of easily. I don't know. Maybe that was just the vibe. The vibe is just that you're at the top of the world. And so the pole must be right there and easily accessible to you or something. Weird. It was, I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it. I liked the villages and the people and, new experiences I'd never had before. That part was great, but the sun is fake up there. Which is a strange thing to say because one of the villages I went to hit records for like record heat, which was like 118 or some ridiculous number Fahrenheit, and then like negative 88 Fahrenheit, which I can't even, like there's a 40 below room that they refrigerate for tourists to experience what the average lows winters can be like in Alaska. I did not go into it. I do not like the cold. But the same village hitting record lows and record highs, like that extremely low and that extremely high. You'd think the sun was real up there. It isn't. somehow. If you've ever been there, you know what I mean. Uh, it's sunlight, and there is an orb that it seems to be emanating from, which lives in the sky most of the time, except in the winter. But I haven't been there in the winter because that's silly. But it's not real. It's not real. It doesn't feel the same on your skin, and it doesn't feel the same in your eyes. And I don't know. Perhaps I'm too much of a tropics baby, and it's a very different when you go from the middle to all the way up. It's very, very different. Maybe one day I'll get to go all the way down, not too far down, but like Tierra del Fuego kind of down. And I don't know. Maybe the sun's fake there too. Or maybe it's me. Maybe the problem is me. That's fine. I mean, it's always been a possibility. Relative, experiences are relative to our set points. If my favorite thing to be near is the equator, then it makes sense that the further and further I get away from it, the more unhappy I'm going to be with something or another. Most likely the sun, the vegetation or lack thereof. But equinoxes, because that's what we're doing today. Big ol' shift. It's very strange how it seems to be sudden. Like a couple of warm days melted all the snow, and then there's been like a freezing week. But no more snow accumulation. It's kind of getting green. I'm too far north again. I don't want to be this far north. But there were things up here. I thought there were things up here. They're not. So I gotta go. I gotta get back. I gotta get back down there and figure some other stuff out. But it did, well, it seemed like it was spring for half a second, and now it's just, well, early spring is cold, but it's freezing. It's like 34 and 37 degrees outside. It's like 28 degrees. I was going to take a walk, and I was like, no, I don't like that. It has to be at least in the mid 30s. I do not dig it anyway. I can't breathe if I move too much outside if it is under 40 degrees. Like just a regular stroll will kind of have me struggling for air a little bit if it's too cold outside. I'm clearly just not built for it. I gotta try to find a way to get to places that I'm built for so that I can thrive, you see. Thriving is important. It's what we all gotta do. Yeah, so other places are having much weirder luck with the shift in the seasonal kind of norms. And also it looks like a real bad heat wave is coming. Like real bad. It's gonna be real big and real bad. And nobody knows it because the advisory agencies don't operate anymore. So that's not cool. They're predicting a really extreme El Nino anyway, as well. So that's just going to be a super fun, really dynamic summer. By summer I mean like May through August. It's not summer everywhere in the world, but a really, really eventful May through August for most of the planet, because everything affects everything. But we're in spring now, or fall. I have family members who are in fall. Complaining about the heat. Oh, the heat. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, the heat. Oh, it's so hot. Valid. I get that. Now is the time for autumn. And now the weather's going to be cooling down. I think autumn and spring are the only times you can find perfect weather. Even like a nice, mild kind of summertime is going to end up being late spring. It's not going to be in summer. It's going to be late spring. Rarely early summer, not anymore. Or it's going to be late summer, early fall. It's going to be warm, but not oppressive. and that's right before tornado season in places that have tornadoes. So, you got to enjoy that last little bit of weather cooperation. You can actually kind of live outside of your house. You can enjoy some activity with your short sleeves, maybe sandals, maybe expose your leggies a little bit, get some fresh air and sunshine on your leg bones. That's great. Late summer, early fall is great for that. Um, but some places you also have to kind of, you know, make sure you've got water purification tablets. Clear out the garage for enough space for the car if you can, because hail and wind damage and trees flying around and stuff like that. Sometimes you just can't prepare. You don't have the means or the space, and you just sort of kind of gotta slowly take heavy things off of high shelves and have like a designated bundle of blankets and pillows that goes in the bathroom in case you have to cram into the bathtub with however many other people live in the house with you. It's fun. Tornado season is what I'm trying to say. It's super exciting. I've been through a lot of tornado seasons in my home state. Not all of them. I like to go away. I like to leave. I like to not be there. My favorite places to not be is there, actually. I love being anywhere else than there. But, oh, yeah, when I was younger, I danced through one tornado. I was not outside, I was inside. But the music was loud, and I was dancing, you see, because that is something that I enjoy doing. And I was at home. My mom came home, and she asked where my little sister was, and I was like, She said, there's a tornado, and I was like, that doesn't change the fact that I don't know where my sister is. And my mom got mad because she was worried, and there was a tornado, and I didn't know where my sister was. But she is basically a wild beast. And so you can't really tell her to do or to not do something. She's just going to do kind of whatever she wants to do. And you just kind of have to deal with it, which is not great. But she was just next door at her friend's house. And then one time I was asleep. I took a nap. Big changes in barometric pressure like that, and especially if they're accompanied by a rainstorm, they just put me all the way out. Just send me right to the land of Nod. Just a sleepy time, maximum face. And so I was sleeping, and my mom opens the door, and I'm like, what? And she's like, are you asleep? And I was like, yeah. And my mom was like, there's a tornado. And I was like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm 13. There are 4 children. I'm not the youngest, but the youngest is not small. And there's my mom. I think there were 2 bathrooms. So I guess you could kind of split us up, but I think it was like a shower in the main suite and a bathtub in the hallway bathroom. So we wouldn't have all fit kind of snugly anyway, and most of us were teenagers at the same time. And the other one was terrible. And so, like, what were we gonna do if it was like, I'm just gonna sleep. Just it's gonna take the house with me in it, and then we can go from there. Or it's not. It's gonna be fine, and it was fine. It turned out fine all of the times. Luck, I guess. Statistically, you're not likely to be damaged in a tornado. And we lived in like a brick house in a weird suburb. So, the tornadoes didn't really come out that way. They went to other places. And those people got a lot of damage, and it was terrible. But we didn't live out there. We know those are high risk areas. That's a really mean, icky reason that people allow construction and stuff in some places because they don't care about that kind of thing. But we didn't live in one of those kind of high tornado target areas. And downtown got hit once pretty bad, but downtown is low-lying in a basin by a river. So that was going to happen at some point. I mean, I think it's the only time it's ever happened in the city's history, so that's pretty good. I don't think people were hurt, so that's even better. Yeah, weather. It's crazy. I do love clouds, though. I like watching clouds, and almost every time I'm in an airplane, I take a picture of the clouds. You see some really cool clouds from airplanes, and I always have to have a window seat because I'm traveling alone 99.9% of the time. And so I like my window seat so I can look out the window and I just go do 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 and have my little thinky thoughts while I'm listening to my music. And looking at clouds or the sunset or the sunrise or the way you can see the lights from cities and interstates sometimes from the sky at night if it's clear. And you can tell how big cities are by the how many lights they have. You know, try to identify if you get too close. Like, well, where's a tall building from here? Where's that weird little red light that blinks at the top of all the tall buildings? You know, can I find the tallest building in that city down there? And you know, that kind of stuff. I have seen it rain over the ocean. I saw two. I saw both oceans at the same time. I was over the Pacific, and I could see the Atlantic, and it was storming like crazy over the Atlantic, and there was this really great cloud to cloud heat lightning. I don't know why I didn't get video of it. Probably because we were landing, and you know, the lights were on in the airplane, and that messes up camera sometimes. Also, I just wanted to watch it. The moment was for me. Most of my moments are for me. Occasionally, I'll get a little snap of something and send it to my mom. A few seconds of video or a couple of snapshots to send to her because she's not traveling with me, and I would like for her to see it, to share it with her. And then I just kind of soak it all in and, you know, vibe. Be like, oh, I did the thing. I went to a place. I climbed up another thing. And I saw this stuff, and you know, whatever it is that I'm doing. Especially if it's something that I think is interesting or cool. I like to be there all the way, and it takes me a while to get to this moment mentally. So I just kind of hang out, a little bit of documentation, a little bit of sharing my experiences with my mom if she's not with me, and then I spend a lot of time just soaking in the moment and the environment, the scenes with my very own eyeballs, just my eyeballs, just for me. The moments are for me. Anyway, I hope everybody has some very interesting and cool moments and also some really peaceful ones. Happy equinoxes and good times out, everyone.